I'm one of the co-directors for this production, as well as Derek, who will be taking the place of Isabel today due to illness. We want to talk a little bit about why we chose this play. We chose Until Flood because we felt that our current climate and political, and the way our world is today, it reflects a lot of police brutality and racism that is extremely irrelevant to call out in our society. It's very important that we put these productions on to call it out so people are aware of them. Remember that the explicit language used in production is strictly a message of the playwright and not of the actors that are performing these monologues throughout the show. We ask that you remain professional and respect the actors who are playing these roles throughout the production. I really hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much for coming.
Killed by police in the St. Louis suburb of Ferguson, Missouri. Protesters of different ages and races demanding answers to the shooting of the 15-year-old Michael Brown.
We did the sentence of Abraham. Yeah, Shabbat, John 8:36.
Would you like some iced tea? Yeah, that was a nice service. Real nice. That preacher really went at it, didn't he? He sweated. The way he sweated. Real old school. I happen to like that though. Old school preacher. And the way he spoke about that boy's death, Michael Brown, and all the stuff happening in Ferguson didn't surprise me a bit. That whole race thing was a long time coming. Back then, when I was a young girl, no black policeman, same as now. Isn't that something? I mean, if you were standing outside of your own home, talking to somebody, they'd yell, "Get inside!" I mean, you're on your own property. Or they just pull black men over for no reason. It was always like that. Cops doing that, or white boys, these crazy, insane white boys in cars, drunk, sober, looking for trouble, looking for something to do, speeding past, yelling nigger, looking for something to do. My God. And of course, they, the whites, were protected by the law, especially the sundown. If you don't know what that is, it was a law, awful law, that stated that if you were of color or Jewish, you could not be in certain towns after dark. There were those signs. Don't let the sun go down on you in this town, nigger. We all saw those signs, read those signs, saw those signs. I saw those signs. And there were some of us who did indeed abide by that law, who lived by that law. But those signs angered me, and I showed how it angered me. Spoke about it, sometimes yelled about it. My family would hear me out. They understood. But it seemed to me that they took keeping their place. It seemed to me that my family were passive racially. My father seemed like a man who did not outstep his bounds. There was that racism as well. Certainly there was the violence, but there was also the understood, quiet racism that did not include violence. Everyone knew their place. The whites stayed in West County and we stayed in Kinloch back then and later Ferguson. If we had to go shopping, say in Normandy, it was understood that we were only there for just that. The whites knew us by smile and we knew them by name and conversations were even had. But then it was back to Kinloch. Back there before the sun went down. Back to our side of town and back to their side. Back to keeping your place. I would not keep my place. I refused to keep my place. I graduated high school and went to City College in New York. And by then it was the 60s. And there were no race riots in St. Louis, period. But when I was in New York, I went to protests. I participated in boycotts and even heard about the race riots in Chicago and Indiana. Those race riots put fire in me. Yes, I was on fire. Sometimes when I came home to visit, I'd sense a hostility, not from my own family members, but from certain white and black people. There was hatred directed towards me. Once I was in a store in Normandy getting some fabric for my mother, and again, the woman, a white woman, I've known her all my life. Mrs. Weston was one of the folk that my family made small talk to whenever they came into her shop. So this day I came in, and by then it was 1969, almost 1970. And she had said,
"Oh, Louisa, I haven't seen you in such a long time."
And I replied, "Well, Mrs. Weston, I've been in New York studying at City College." And then suddenly, her face dropped. It just dropped. And then she said,
Another one?
and I looked at her and I said, ma'am? And then she goes on to say,
All you colored folks, sorry, I should say black, because all of you are black. All the blacks are moving to Chicago or New York, forgetting where they come from. Maybe you should all leave, that way you won't be causing any trouble with me.
I looked at her in disbelief. And I said, ma'am? Then I told her, Mrs. Wexton, I changed my mind. I don't want to buy anything from your store. And turned around and walked out. Her mouth fell open. But what stays with me is the black girl that worked for her. While Mrs. Wexton and I were having this exchange, there was a young black girl around the same age as me that was sweeping floors and putting things away. And as I told Mrs. Wexton about me being in New York and attending college, the girl looked at me. She looked at me hard as if to say,
You think you're better than me? You think because he went east, talked different, that you're better than me?
and as Mrs. Wexton was calling herself, telling me off, the girl was smirking. She had a smirk as if to say,
That's what you get for not keeping place. That's just what you get.
and in that moment, I was filled with hate. I had hatred for her, and she hated me. Legacy is the word that comes to mind. Legacy. The legacy of self-hate, the legacy of keeping your place, the legacy of bowing and grinning, the legacy of seeing yourself as a nigger, being taught to see yourself as a nigger. My God, how I hate that word. How I hate when anybody, white or black, uses it. That young man, his death, he was taught to see himself as a nigger. He was set up and set himself up to fail. To steal Tipperillos of all things? Why? He graduated high school and was about to enter college in the fall. What made him do that? Who made him do that? I'm angry at him. I'm just angry in general.
I've lived in LeMay all my life. All of us are white, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just because I'm pro-white doesn't mean I'm anti-anybody else. I was a policeman, retired 17 years ago. I worked in Ferguson there and saw the changes. It was black in the 60s and 70s nice, mostly white. That's where Darren Wilson lived. Keelock was black. There was no blacks on the force though. I didn't see a problem with that. If there's someone is capable of doing something, it doesn't matter. I mean, a gun is a powerful thing. If a person's life is important, and if somebody doesn't know that, can't see past that, that's a dangerous man. The man who can't see past that is really dangerous. I've had to raise my gun a few times, and I see the faces of those men that I've had to use the gun on. The suspect is yelling and calling at you,
White trash honky!
and the crowd gathers and they all start yelling and chanting at you. And everything racist that has ever happened to them up until that point comes up to them. This always happens to you. They will now yell at you,
White trash honky!
super loud. And they're surrounding you, daring you to shoot. They stand before you knowing that the gun is loaded. It's like they want to die. So you have to use your gun. And when somebody who has nothing to lose comes up to you and wants to die, you have nothing to do. Within seconds, you're dealing with their life. You can see their fear, their anger. You're dealing with your own fear, your own anger. Then you better use your gun. You better use it. This is not a person, this is a black. My son said to me,
Dad, even if the president is a bad black person, isn't it the job of the law to really try to work with that person and only use your gun as your last resort?
I understand what he's saying, but I also got mad, real mad. This is an oversimplification. Look, I know how things can be. I know there should have been some blacks on the force. I can see that now. But I can also say, if a cop is a good man, what does the difference does the skin color make? You're putting your life on the line for people. You risk your life. you're out there. I'm not gonna go ask a brother. And when I said a brother, black or white, I mean a cop. A cop is a brother. I wasn't there when Darren Wilson, my brother, used his gun. Felt he had to use his gun. I wasn't there, and neither was my son. Neither one of us was. Neither one of us know. We just don't know. It's about going with the tide, going with the flow. You just gotta go with the flow.
Today, I just don't care, you feel me? I don't care about nothing or nobody. I'm a fluid nigga. I do it fluid. Slow St. Louis, Mississippi flow river, nigga. Slow flow, nigga. Like when I'm rapping to a girl, just kicking it to her. And she can hear my flow. And she knows she likes it, but she pretends she don't. Pretends she throw me shade. At the end of the day, my flow wins. Cause I'm a fluid nigga. I do it fluid. My mom's got into a fight with her boyfriend today. Shit was ugly, yo. So I went to get out of Ferguson and cruise. So I found my boys. And one of them got the car. And we're riding, you feel me? And we see police. All white police. Yeah. Like the police fuck with niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you right now, they fuck with a nigga for no reason. Me and my boys were just cruising. A little fast, not real fast, just a little. And police stopped us. Made us all get out the car, pulled out their guns, and gave my boy who was driving, $100 fine. My boy said,
Officer, I wasn't going that fast.
and the police said,
You want to add another 100?
and I said to my boy, yo, cool, don't say nothing else. And I was like, the Southside living cracker knowing that $100 ain't shit to him. But it's a lot for us. And all he had to do was tell us to stop. He didn't have to pull no gun out. Me and my boys were just cruising a little fast. And maybe he was playing music a little too loud, but that was all. He didn't have to pull no gun out. And he was hungry, man. Motherfucker was hungry to shoot a nigga. And I looked back at him with my eyes saying, yeah, do it, motherfucker, do it. And he looked back at me, his finger on the trigger, drooling, just like a hungry dog mud. I bet my ground saw that too. Saw police drooling just like hungry dog mud. Right, Mike? We drove around. We drove to U City, Clayton, then to Webster Grove. I wanted to see where he was gonna make this play. We drove to St. Louis Repertory. And I was just wondering how I'd never seen a play before, but I want to someday. And how I'd never been to a theater before, but I want to go. And how maybe someday I could write a play of my own and have the whole play be in flow. Do something like that, you know? Have a play of rap and flow. Then we cruised through Crestwood. We wanted to see Crestwood. I wanted to see how Darren Wilson lived. Like, how does he live, man? Was the street he lived on, was it clean? We didn't know what street he lived on. We thought we could just drive there and find his house. And I wanted to look him in the eye. I want to see what he looks like up close in the flesh. Him and me. I wondered if he would pull his gun out on me. I wondered if I would be scared of him. I wondered if I would make the first move, front like I had a gun. And I wondered if he would shoot me. And then another part of me was saying, why would you want to do something like that? Front like you had a gun. I don't know why I was thinking like this. All these thoughts just coming, like the river, man, all fluid like a watermelon. I know my ground. Him and me had niggas in common, but I know him. But I find myself talking to him now, after he's gone. I don't know why I kept doing that. And in Ferguson, every day I see that memorial spot that they got for Michael Brown. Every day I see it. And I just want to cruise, be somewhere, cruise out of here. Anytime we cruise, I really take in the houses. I look at all the nice houses we pass by as we cruise. And I'm thinking of the nice houses in U City. Thinking about how quiet